What if a video game charged you real money to reload your weapon mid-battle? Not for a skin, not for an expansion, just to keep fighting. What if a developer locked your saved progress behind a paywall, or made you pay for paint colors, and then pay again just to apply them to a different part of the same costume? This isn't dystopian fiction. These are real decisions made by real companies, and they reveal just how shameless and greedy the video game industry has become. Let's begin with a game many consider a masterpiece. Metal Gear Solid V. An excellent single-player experience, yes, but beneath the surface lurks a disturbing pay-to-protect scheme. Players build forward operating bases, FOBs, to store items and resources. But when you're offline, other players can raid your FOB, stealing your hard-earned assets. The fix? Insurance, which only comes through MB coins, an in-game currency you can slowly grind for or conveniently purchase with real money. It's a genius trap. Get invaded, lose everything, or open your wallet and stay safe. Then there's Tekken 7, a competitive fighting game where frame data, the number of animation frames per attack, is essential knowledge. And yet, Bandai Namco decided to sell this data as DLC for $3. That's right, if you want to compete, you literally have to pay to see how the game works. It's like selling a chessboard, but charging extra to tell you how each piece moves. Hold on, because it gets worse. When Nintendo started pricing games at $70 to $80, they opened the floodgates. Fans begged other developers not to follow. But when asked about future game pricing, the CEO of Gearbox, makers of the Borderlands series, said, "If you're a real fan, you'll find a way." Translation, if you can't afford it, you're not a real fan. Instead of listening to the community, he doubled down on the price tag and nostalgia. But that pales in comparison to Resident Evil Village's third-person mode. A franchise known for third-person gameplay suddenly locks the entire mode behind a paid DLC. It's not a new mechanic, it's a camera angle, yet you're charged to access it, even though it's part of the franchise's DNA. Some even consider third-person an accessibility feature, particularly for motion sickness. But Capcom? They saw profit. Black Ops 6 decided to join the scam party with its $20 occult weapon blueprint. Players discovered that once you removed the scope, the gun's iron sights were completely broken, blocking your view during combat. Did no one test this? Or was it designed to trick players into buying a cosmetic with zero practical use? Speaking of deceptive design, Assassin's Creed, a single-player game, has microtransactions for XP boosts. That's right, you can buy your way through the grind in a game you already paid $60 plus for. And it's not new. Ubisoft has been doing this for years, selling time as if it's a consumable. But even that isn't as twisted as Tales of Arise, which features DLC that makes other DLC cheaper. Buy the premium travel pack and suddenly crafting and cooking are more effective. And in-game store prices are 30% lower, except, wait, those prices were inflated in the first place. They're selling the solution to the problem they created. Then we get to Multiversus, a crossover brawler with characters like Jason Voorhees and Arya Stark. Fun, right? Well, how about $30 for a costume where Arya wears Jason's hockey mask? It's not a new character, not even new moves, just an outfit, and it's more expensive than most indie games. And if that doesn't frustrate you, buckle up for the first Descendant. Buy a skin, then pay again for the paint. Then, get this, pay again if you want that color on a different piece of the costume. You don't own the color, you rent it per outfit piece. This isn't cosmetic DLC, it's cosmetic rent. Riot Games also stepped into the greed arena with League of Legends Sanctum. Want a rare skin like Arcane Fracture Jinx? You have a 0.5% chance per pull, and only guaranteed after 80 pulls, which amounts to over $250. After intense backlash, Riot responded, not by changing the system, but by making the ads less annoying. Wow, thanks for that. Back to Black Ops 6, and specifically the return of grief mode in zombies. Once a fan favorite, now plagued by gobblegums, powerful perks that can be purchased with real money. It's no longer skill-based, it's a pay-to-win race to survive. Now let's talk betrayal. When Crash Team Racing was rebooted, devs swore there would be no microtransactions. Reviews were glowing. Then a few weeks after launch, bam, they patched them in. It's the bait and switch of the century. Lure players in, win their trust, and then monetize everything once they're hooked. Persona 3. Reload might take the crown for misleading fans. A $200 collector's edition claimed to be the full experience. Then a month later, an expansion pass was announced, containing content that was originally part of the base game. Fans were expected to pay again for what should have already been there. Unity, the game engine powering countless indie games, pulled the most outrageous stunt of 2023. They proposed charging developers 20 cents per game install after hitting a threshold. Not sales, installs, even reinstalls. It was such a backlash that Unity's own CEO was forced to resign. Developers revolted, fans boycotted, and Unity backed down. But the damage was done. Ironically, that same CEO, years earlier, when working at EA, he suggested charging $1 to reload your weapon in Battlefield. 6 hours into the campaign, out of bullets, pay up. This wasn't a joke. It was a pitch. This guy really wanted to make ammo refills a microtransaction. Then there's Dead or Alive's Season Pass. For 2 new characters and a few costumes, the price? $92. And they release these passes multiple times a year. It's DLC priced like a brand new game. Overwatch 2 introduced a $7 weapon charm. Doesn't sound too crazy, right? But here's the twist. You can't buy 700 in-game coins, only bundles of 500 or 1,000. So, in reality, it costs closer to $10. And the kicker? That same item is available in Blizzard's merch store for $5. In real life. Finally, let's revisit GTA Online. Back in 2014, shark cards, the game's premium currency, were sold before heists were even in the game. Rockstar sold players the ability to buy expensive cars, but didn't offer a viable way to earn money in-game yet. No heists. Just cash grabs until players paid up or got bored grinding. What if this is only the beginning? As studios push for more profit, where does it end? When reloading costs $1. When saving your progress requires a subscription. Video games were once about creativity and fun, but today, the industry is riddled with deceptive tactics, exploitative monetization, and corporate greed disguised as extra content. And unless players speak up, the next game you love might be the next one to exploit your wallet. So, what do you think was the greediest of them all?